How long will this continue? How long will this continue before we can actually start calling it out as what it is? Because let's be honest, another World Cup which we haven't won. And this is probably our best chance to have won a World Cup since probably 2016, the one where, not even 2016, but 2014 T20 World Cup, where we messed up in the final against Sri Lanka. ODI World Cup final, India versus Australia. Probably the best team to watch in this World Cup, India, against World Cup heritage that Australia. We went into it 10 versus 10, 10 on 10. We won every single game. Aussies lost the first two games and they came back on an 8-game winning streak, winning streak. And then guess which team turned up in the final and which didn't. You guessed it right. And it's not hard to guess. And it's not a shock to guess. Because the perennial jokers, the perennial bottle jobs, these absolute bunch of spineless team has come back once again in full effect. When you need your team to step up, when you need your team to have the balls, to have the grit, to have the mentality of a winning side, to show us that you are worthy enough champions, they didn't. We threw in the towel, we gave up, we surrendered. No matter how much ever spin, PR, positive PR spin you want to put on this, you can have every positive thought in the world, giving everything, making as if everything is great, this, that, the other. It doesn't change the fact that we have failed again. The only difference, though, is instead of losing in the semifinals like we always do, we lost in the final. And probably one of the most weakest performances you would ever see in a final. Probably the most dumbest, I'm not wanting to say dumb, probably the most weakest crowd you will see. I'll come to the crowd in a later because I really have to go in on them. It was absolutely embarrassing the way it was. And the way the fans go on like, oh, it's only one loss. Oh, it's this. Or we'll come back stronger. Oh, we won 10. And what? We won 10 games. What we do? We lost the one that counts. Now those 10 wins count for absolutely nothing. Whatever you try to put it, those 10 wins count for absolutely nothing. Ghanta, as they call it in Hindi. And Australia, on the other hand, congrats to them. Their 6th World Cup, miles ahead of everyone else. It's like Real Madrid winning the Champions League. Madrid have 14 Champions League. The next biggest is 7. With AC Milan, I believe it is. Australia have 6 World Cups. The next one with the most World Cups is probably India and West Indies tied because we have 2 World Cups together. Correct me if I'm wrong, but I think it is. They just know how to turn up in the big occasions. If you looked at both teams' on paper, the Indian team is miles better compared to this Australian team with all due respect. But as they say, games are not won on paper. And if we even had half the mentality of the Australian side, we would be winning that final. But we didn't. As I said, we collapsed, we surrendered, we threw in the towel and we gave up. Yeah? Let's not spin this around as if this is some sort of achievement. I hear people saying that, what this team has achieved. This team has not achieved anything. Indian men's cricket team has not achieved anything in the past 10 years. Nothing. Achievement is something when you win. When you actually win. Yeah? When you actually lift a trophy like this and you celebrate with your team, that is what is called achievement. That is what is called success. Anything apart from that is failure. Get it in your head. This team has failed yet again. I wake up at 2 in the morning with all this positivity, all this energy. The usual negative myself. I was like, okay, let me put this to the side. Let me get into what could be one of the most greatest World Cup achievements ever. What could be? Let me put my negative cap aside. Let me put all my criticisms aside, because I've not had any criticism of this team in this World Cup. Nobody can have this until the final, because from first game to semi-final we have been flawless, apart from a couple of moments here and there. We have been the best team in this World Cup. And then I watched the game unfold, and I'm thinking, why did I even wake up for this? I would have slept properly on a Sunday. The only good thing was the game ended at 9:30, and I spoke with some people, went on some Insta lives and whatnot, did live with Ankit Bhaiya, big up Almighty Sports Plus, do check out his channel. And after that, it was about 12 or something when it finished, and I was able to eat and have a night and sleep it off. So at least on my part, I was like, okay, but it's been about 24 hours and it's nearly 36 hours as I'm recording this. It's 1.5 days. And if we had actually given a fight, if we say had taken 8 wickets or 7 wickets and got it till the last over, last but 1 over, really pushed Australia till the brink, I would say, you know what, we went till the last, but we ended up we just lost it. Sometimes you just have to put up your hat and say Australia were the better side. And yes, Australia were the better side. By far, they were the better side. Let's start from the toss. Patrick Cummins wins the toss and elects to field. Now, in the final, you normally want to take the bat, just bat out the opposition, like how they did in 2003. And I was like, okay, what's he on? Why is he bowling first? And then when the game unfolded, you found out that he had actually done his homework. You knew that he was planning something in his mind all along. And you know what? He planned every single moment of that game to perfection. Patrick Cummins, from ball 1 to ball 300 of the Indian innings, he knew exactly what he was doing. He knew every single move he was doing. He brought in the changes when needed. He switched on the field setups when needed. The fielding. Australians in fielding. Nothing better than that love story. They just love fielding. You see 37-year-old David Warner sprinting up and down, up and down. You see everyone giving it everything in that field, taking their catches. And they saved at least 40-50 runs, which puts in a psychological effect on them that, okay, we fielded well, we bowled well, now we'll just bat out this team. Rohit Sharma started extremely well, as he always does. Shubman Gill, what Rohit Sharma is going ham good at the other end. Why do you want to go for it as well on a slow pitch? And he's been playing Ahmedabad for quite a lot in these past 2-3 years, because of why. I don't need to explain that. And then Rohit Sharma. People say, oh, that's his attacking game. But sometimes you have to put your principles to the side and play the situation. 47 of 30. He's going excellently well. He just hit a 6 and 4 of Maxwell. What does he do? Last over of power play, what does he do? He tries to go for it again. Big up Travis said, oh, it's a fantastic catch. Running backwards and then taking a catch is never easy. Especially under the sun with those cooling glasses on, that's the hardest thing to do. But he took that catch. But you beg to ask the question, did Rohit Sharma need to score that? Need to go for that shot? Kohli scored a 50, fair enough. Rahul, probably one of the slowest innings you will see in a World Cup final. How can he score only one boundary, 107 balls? Yes, he had to knock it down. Yes, he had to save his wicket. But bro, at least score 5 runs and over. At least score 6 runs and over. Tap it and make for singles. I think they were just scared in their mind that Australian fielders were everywhere. And they were like, okay, we'll just plod along. And from 10 overs, we were 81 for 2. And then between 10 to 30 overs, we scored only 65 runs. Let me repeat. 10 to 30 overs, we scored only 65 goddamn runs. And in those last 40 overs, we only scored about 4 or 5 boundaries. And two of those boundaries, one of them went from Shami and one of them was from Mohammed Siraj, of all players. Jadeja dropped a stinker, 0 out of 10. Suryakumar Yadav, absolutely zero clue whatsoever. Hopefully that's the last of Sky in ODIs. I've had enough. And then you're thinking, okay, 240. If we need wickets, it's the only way possible. We're not going to contain them because they can easily drag it on the last over and win, so we need wickets. So what does Rohit Sharma do? Oh yeah, I'm going to do what we have not done all this tournament, and I'm going to change something. That change is I've done it at the toss. Bring in Ravichandran and Ashwin. You can clearly see it's a slow pitch. Ravi Ashwin would have easily been a handful. Given the left-handers that they have, he would have easily been a handful. You have Mohammed Siraj who's been opening the bowling for you all tournament along with Jasprit Bumrah. What do? You give it to Mohammed Shami. Fair enough, he picked up the first wicket, but apart from that, he was absolutely wayward. Ball was swinging too much. He had zero control. Bumrah, fair enough, he tried. He could have had 1 or 2 more wickets. Travis Head was absolutely all over the place in the first few overs against him. But we had them on the ropes. We had them at 47 for 3 at the 10, around the 10 over mark. And after that, you would expect that we would close in, keep 1 or 2 slips, because that's what Australia did. Even in the first few overs, they had a couple of slips. They opened up the offside and they were like, okay, go for it. I will pitch it up. You can go for your shots. Even if it means scoring 2 boundaries, if I can get your wicket in probably this last 5th or 6th spot, I have the last laugh. They went for it. They took a gamble and they went for it. We played it safe. 47 for 3 and he's taking out the slip. Where is that attacking mindset? And the fielding. All our fielders, close-in fielders on a 30-yard circle. We are defending 240, not 340. Fielders on the 30-yard circle and they're like, okay, take a single. And lo and behold, they obliged. Spineless. And after this, they got to a 50 partnership, Travis Head and Manas Labuschagne. We gave up. We threw in the towel. We surrendered. You could see the heads drop. You could see none of them with any ideas. We didn't even look like taking a wicket. That's how embarrassing it was. After that initial burst from Bumrah and Shami to an extent. After that 47 for 3, after the spinners came in, we did not look like taking a single wicket. Jadeja was ineffective. Kuldeep was ineffective. And in 36 overs, the first 36 overs, he bowled Siraj only for 3 overs. What's the point? He's someone who thrives on swing. He's someone who thrives on confidence. Give him the new ball. Let him make the new ball talk. If it goes for runs, so be it. Attack it. If they hit and score, so be it. They are good shots. We again played passive and that has cost us yet again. How many times are we going to be sitting here sulking or licking our wounds at yet another semi-final or final loss? People say, oh, we gave everything. No, we did. We gave up. Sometimes you do feel for the likes of Rohit Sharma and Virat Kohli. And by the way, speaking of Virat Kohli, Pat Cummins took his wicket. Pat Cummins in a pre-match press conference yesterday said that we will embrace the situation of 130,000 Indians and it will do nothing better than to shut them up. Guess what? He exactly did that. He talked the talk and he walked the walk. Because that's what champions are made of. And let's talk about that crowd. Let's talk about its absolute dead library. Oh, sorry. The Narendra Modi Stadium in Ahmedabad, or it was called the Montreal down Ahmedabad. 130,000 and you can't even make an atmosphere, proper atmosphere. Crowd was dead. You remember of the football chants, is this a library? Is this a library? Is this a library? The only thing was, none of them at least walked out before None of them walked out early. Else the Aussie fans, the very few Aussie fans would have sung, "Is there a fire drill? Is there a fire drill?" That's the only thing that was left for us because in this absolute embarrassment of a game. Rohit Sharma, you've been a fantastic servant for Indian cricket, but your time is done as a captain. I'm sorry, I cannot see you lead this team anymore. You have been captain of three of the biggest embarrassments in Indian cricket history. 2022 World T20 semi-final, lost by 10 wickets, defending 170, 180. World Test Championship final, we lost by 209 runs. And this ODI World Cup final, in front of a packed 130,000, final in home ground, we lost with 7 overs to spare and we lost by 6 wickets. In our last 3 ICC tournaments, captain by Rohit Sharma, he has led us to these 3 embarrassments, and I don't care how we want to spin it. You can blame it on the players, but who picks those players? The captain, Rohit Sharma. Virat Kohli, thank you for your service, but I don't know how long you can carry on carrying some of these bums. I thought I could put my negative cap aside and actually be positive for once. Shame on this. Shame on you. You should have known this team are a bunch of bottle jobs. Yes, we won 10 games, but and what? We lost the game that counts. Australia won the game that counts, and they always do when it counts. From 1987 till now, they have been doing it consistently. They won their first World Cup in India in Eden Gardens, have won in all the continents since, and have won it again in India back in 2023. I don't know what to say after this. You can agree or disagree all you want. Call me negative, call me harsh. I don't care. Facts do not care about feelings. And I'll end with that. Make sure you like this video. I'm very close to 1,000 subscribers. Make sure to subscribe as well. I've got a second video that is coming, which is, I will be positive for once on that. I'll be talking about India versus Qatar tomorrow. And until the next video, stay safe. And here's me signing out.